Just sending out some more of the notifications to people, to get people watching. We got a lot to talk about. We got NBA to talk about first, and then we got to talk about probably some. It's probably a big NBA day, and then we can talk about see what happened with scores yesterday for baseball. We can talk about a little bit of hockey, but we'll just see what everyone's feeling like. We'll start like normal at the 5 minute mark. Okay, we'll get this going soon. Just sending out the last things out. And let's get on to stuff like this. Oop. Okay. 20 more seconds. And then let's get into NBA. Okay, my computer is going slow today. It just wants to be a slow day. What is going on? Okay, so let's get into this. We're going to KBM Sports Talks. I'm Kevin, and today it is June 3rd, Thursday, 2021. And yesterday we had NBA playoffs, we had NHL playoffs, we had Major League Baseball, we had MLS, we had the French Open. Let me turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. Let's see what else we had. We had a couple of things could happen. We had some big news. We had some big news. We had Coach K retiring after this season. We'll get into that. What are the Celtics gonna do for a coach? Are they gonna get go get Becky Hammond? What are they gonna do? A lot of questions surrounding them. I can't wait for both LA teams for basketball are looking like they're in some trouble. It looks like they're in trouble. So we have to wait and see what's going to happen. Are we going to get both LA teams in basketball eliminated? We have to wait and see. The Oakland A's center fielder Laureano, I think that's how you say it. I don't know how to say his name. He got injured. So I wonder what happened. I wonder what's going to happen. We have a lot to talk about. And hope you guys are excited. But I am. Hope you guys are really excited for this day. And I'm sorry that it started so late. We had some graduation rehearsal to go on today. So that's the only reason why I'm a little bit late on this one today. I know yesterday and I'm trying to fix it, but we had some stuff happen. So I couldn't really control that I had a senior thing to go to. So I apologize. Okay, let me see something. So supposedly, and then we have some injury. We have some injury news coming out right now for let me go like this. Can I see something? Let me see. Let's see what injuries so far. Let's see. Let's see what's going on with injuries. We got some big injuries. Computer's being slow again. Just waiting for a couple more people to join, and then we'll be okay. So we can get into this. So yesterday we had. Let's go with NHL first. Let's get NHL knocked out of the way first. Let's go get them out of the way. So NHL, we had 2 games yesterday. We had the first game of a series, of a Canadian series. We had the Montreal Canadiens going up against the Winnipeg Jets. And this was a game that was very surprising. A team that it was a surprise because a team dominated, and I was not expecting it. We had the Montreal Canadiens dominate the Winnipeg Jets 5-3, and the last goal that was scored by the Canadiens, it was empty net goal. But what happened after that was a brutal hit by Mark Scheifele, the assistant captain for the Jets best scorer in a way. And it was a stupid hit. He didn't have to do it. He didn't have to hit him that hard. Like, he could have hugged him and pushed him into the boards, got boarding. He came at full head of steam at Jake Evans, who is a player for the Canadiens, full speed into Jake Evans, and If you guys haven't seen it yet, look up the Mark Scheifele hit on Jake Evans because it's a brutal hit. I don't know how to show you guys. I can pull up on my phone, I think, but I don't think y'all be able to see it. Let's see. Can you even see it? Maybe you guys could. Turn my brightness down. Nope, won't work. No, it will. Let me get it. I'll show you guys. If you guys aren't looking it up, I'll show you. And it's a brutal hit. It's bad. It wasn't like okay. Show you. Okay, so if you guys can see it, and you can't because it went away. People are texting me too. Nail like this. Oop, oop. All right. You guys see that? That was the hit. So as you can see, he didn't really have to do he didn't have to hit him like that. He didn't have to hit him that like. He could hit him hard, but it was a stupid hit. It was the end of the game. It was the third period. You don't have to do that. You're already he scored a goal. You don't have to do that. Kind of just a stupid thing, especially for a veteran like that. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be smarter than that. But it was a nice hit, but kind of stupid to do it at that time in the game when he just scored. So it was stupid. But the Canadians won 5-3, so they took the first game in that series, and then we have the Las Vegas Golden Knights going against the Colorado Avalanche, and Colorado Avalanche going to the series are up 1-0. And the first game these two teams played against each other, the Colorado Avalanche beat the Vegas Golden Knights. It was 7-1. The Vegas Knights lost. That was a blowout loss, and it was bad for the Golden Knights. This game was a much closer game, and the first quarter though, or the first period, it seemed like the Avalanche were going to do what they did last time. It was after the first period, it was 2-1, but then the Golden Knights came out second period and got that goal back and made it a 2-2 game. And then game went to overtime, and game-winning goal was, I believe, it was Rantanen for the Avalanche scored the game-winning goal to give the Avalanche their second victory in the series, to give them a 2-0 series lead. So that's 2-0 against I can't speak English right now. Against the Golden Knights. So will the Avalanche sweep them, or the Golden Knights get one win? I think the Golden Knights are probably going to get 1 or 2 wins in that series. I think it's going to be a 6-game series. Could be a 5-game series. The way Golden Knights are playing right now, they did show that if you get a little physical with them, get a little physical with the Avalanche, then they're not as good as they normally are if you get a little physical, but still, Avalanche are up in the series. So, and today, Thursday, the games that we have on today for hockey, we have the Boston Bruins going up against the New York Islanders, and the series is tied 1-1. Will the Bruins get game 3, or will the Islanders get game 3? It's a pivotal game 3. Because usually in hockey, if you win game 3, you win the series. We'll have to see who can do it. The Bruins are on the road. Islanders are at home, so we'll have to see. And the other game that's on today is the Carolina Hurricanes going up against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay Lightning are the reigning Stanley Cup champions, and the Tampa Bay Lightning are winning the series 2-0. So the Hurricanes, this is a game that the Hurricanes cannot lose no matter what. They have to win. If they lose, they will fall 3-0, and basically the series will probably be over, because I don't really think they'll be able to come back from a 3-0 series. But we'll have to wait and see. Will the Lightning be able to close this series out and get the victory today? We will have to wait to see until 8 p.m. tonight on the USA Network. I personally think that Hurricanes need to get this win, and I personally think that they will get the win tonight. And I personally think the Bruins will get the win to make it a 2-1 series. Bruins leading that series, and I believe the Hurricanes will get one game back on the Lightning to make it a 2-1 series. And now let's go to basketball. We had a lot to talk about. We had a lot of series last night. We had we had an interesting night for basketball. Very interesting. We had a couple of teams kind of choking away. Honestly, we did. So, did anyone watch the basketball games last night? Okay, well, last night we'll start with the 76ers going up against the Washington Wizards. This game wasn't on TV. It was kind of sad that it wasn't on TV. It was on NBA TV, which I don't like how the NBA did that. I feel like they should have had this game on ESPN because they had the Red Sox versus the Astros on TV. Not a bad, not terrible, but it's just like it's a playoff game. You don't have these guys on TV. You have them on NBA Network or NBA TV. It was kind of stupid in my opinion. But this game was played and the 76ers are without Embiid. But there's rumors. Is this true that Embiid, I'm hearing that Embiid had a torn meniscus? Is that true? I saw something last night. Let me see if I can find it. Let me go to the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, it says he's day to day, but why did I see somebody post he's got a torn meniscus? If he's got a torn meniscus, he's done. So what is going? So did he tear it or did he not tear it? I don't know. But he wasn't playing last night, so I don't really know what happened, if he tore it or not, but he got injured the game before. But the 76ers are trying to close out this. The 76ers going to this game, game 5. They were going in to close the series out. They're up 3-1. Wizards are coming off beating them to force a game 5. And in this game, it was a pretty good game in the beginning. In the first half, it was a pretty good game. The 76ers were only up by 2 going into half. Then as they got back from half, the 76ers came out and went up by 2. They came out, and at the end of the third quarter, they were up by 9. And then at the end of the third quarter, they were up by 17. The final score is 129-112. The 76ers beat the Washington Wizards and eliminated the Washington Wizards to move on to play against the winner of the Atlanta Hawks the Atlanta Hawks versus the New York Knicks. This series probably was, I wouldn't say it wasn't the best series, but it wasn't the worst series, honestly. And it was a good game. Westbrook had 24, 10, and 8, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. He did have 4 turnovers. That did not help them in the long run. Kind of hurt them. Beal had 32. He had 5 assists, 7 rebounds. He had 5 turnovers. Another bad thing. That's 9 turnovers with your 2 biggest stars. Kind of cannot have that if you want to win the game. You cannot have 9 turnovers. That's definitely bad. You do not want 9 turnovers with just 2 players as a team. 9 turnovers, that's okay. But if you have just in your 2, especially your 2 best players, your star players, the ones you're paying the most money, it's not good at all. And then Hachimura, the rookie center, played the most minutes out of everybody on the Wizards. And he had 21 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. Good game for the rookie. What a game he is. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like he's turned it on in the playoffs. He deserves rookie of the playoffs. I know that's not a reward, but it should be a award. That would be pretty cool. And then we got, let's go see anything on the bench, any big, no, the bench for the Wizards wasn't that big this game, so that's another bad thing. So let's see now what's going on with 76ers. Let's see how the 76ers scored. 76ers, Seth Curry, Steph Curry's brother, had the most points. He had 30 points in 31 minutes, and he had 30 points, 2 assists, 0 rebounds, though. And not a bad thing for him. He had no rebounds, though, so that's kind of I think he could have at least tried to get 1 or a couple more assists, but hey, they won the game. Then Ben Simmons had 19 points. He had 11 assists and 10 rebounds. He had a triple-double, and he had 1 steal and 2 blocks. Pretty good game for him. Danny Green only had 5 points, but he also had 2 steals, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. So he produced on the defensive end, and he was good as a playmaker yesterday's game for the 76ers. Something that I guess the Lakers are kind of regretting getting rid of. I wonder if the Lakers are regretting getting rid of Danny Green. Let me put. Do you think the Lakers regret? Do you guys think the Lakers regret getting rid of Danny Green? Like, I think they do. If I'm them, I would regret it because honestly, I just would. Because if you think about it, what he did for them yesterday was amazing. He helped them out so much. He did. He helped the 76ers out so much he had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Yes, he only had 5 points, but he had produced with 2 steals, 2 assists. Not the best for 29 minutes, but a good amount for him. He was a good presence, good veteran presence on this team. Then we have Tobias Harris, had 28 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, and 1 block. Great game for him. And then we go to the bench, and we had Maxey. Great. I believe he is a rookie. I believe Maxey is a rookie. Not 100% sure. Let me see. Let's see if he's a rookie. Because he's someone that's come on late in the year. He's doing pretty well yes, he is a rookie. He was the 21st pick in the 2020 draft. He comes up from Kentucky. He had 8 points. He averaged in the season 8 points, 1.7 rebounds, 2 assists. So he's been balling out. For a rookie, that's not that bad. And then he had 13 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 steal. Pretty good game for him. And that is basically what happened for them. And Dwight Howard was also playing. He had 12 points, 3 blocks, 2 assists, and 8 rebounds. Great from the bench. Danny Green and him were great pickups for them. They fit their scheme so nicely. It's not they didn't get paid. They don't pay him a lot of money. They're perfect. They fit into that team. They're good veterans with that team. It's nice. A great mixture. And now we go to a series that I predicted very wrong, but very right. I predicted this series in 5 games. It is a 5-game series. It was a 5-game series. We had the Atlanta Hawks going up against the New York Knicks at the Madison Square Garden. So at the Mecca of basketball, they say. Well, we had the Atlanta Hawks, we had in the first quarter, we had a tie game at the end of the first quarter, 21-21. Then at the end of the second quarter, the Hawks took a 5-point lead going into half. Then after that, It seemed like the Hawks in the second and third quarter just took the game over. They were up by 12 going into the fourth quarter, and by then it looked like a little bit too much for the Knicks, and the Knicks couldn't come back. They couldn't close the deal or come back, so the final score was Atlanta Hawks defeating the New York Knicks 103-89, and the Atlanta Hawks have won this series 4-1, and they move on to go up against the 76ers. What up? How's everything, Ben? How are everyone doing with this? You enjoying this? What do you guys think about the Hawks beating the Knicks? Do you think the Knicks choked? Do you think the Knicks choked? Do you think that? Yes, I agree. He has proved that. He proved that he can. How many? Let me see. He had 36 points last night. He had a game. He balled out last night, and I feel like their whole starting lineup is so good together. The Hawks, they all mesh beautifully together, and I think personally they're gonna get if Embiid is not playing for the 76ers, and also what do you mean they're not just a better? Oh, you think the Knicks didn't? So you're saying the Knicks didn't choke? You don't think? You think that the Hawks are just better? Yeah, I just think the Knicks kind of did choke because I feel like during the season everyone was talking about how good they were and like everyone was like hyping them up, and then I feel like how do you say it, the way that they were presented, people are like they're doing great this year, but I feel like the Hawks had too much for him. I feel like Julius Randle didn't show up like compared to what he did. Yeah, Randle did not show up to what he was supposed to be. What was his stat line last night? I want to know because I'm actually Randle had 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. I mean, but he had 8 turnovers. You cannot have 8 turnovers. You had 8 turnovers last night. That's bad. When you're the star of this team, you cannot have 8 turnovers, just like what I was talking about with the Wizards and with Westbrook and 8. That's terrible. Like he had only 3 fouls, so that's pretty good, but 8 turnovers. You cannot you have a good stat. 23 and 13 is not bad. But then you look at the 8 turnovers. Like what I was saying with the Wizards and the Wizards with Westbrook and Beal, they both had combined. They had 9 turnovers together. They're those 2 stars. You cannot have 9 turnovers combined. I think Westbrook had 5 and Beal had 4. You cannot have that as if you're the 2-star players. You cannot have that many turnovers combined. But I mean, the Knicks, I think that they have a great team. So I think next year they're going to be a team to watch out for. But with the Hawks playing the way the Hawks are playing, the Hawks, they may make a bigger run. They may knock off the 76ers if the 76ers don't have Embiid, because I'm hearing, I don't know if you guys have heard this, like I asked earlier, I saw that Embiid, he tore his meniscus or something. I saw yesterday that something with this meniscus happened, and I have not heard nothing more. And now they're saying, but if you look at the injury report, it says on June 3rd, Joel Embiid, he's day-to-day. So is he going to play with the torn meniscus? Or does he not have a torn meniscus? Did you hear anything? Because I heard about Embiid, they're saying that his meniscus. Has anyone else heard something about that? Because that's what I've been hearing. So if he plays on that meniscus, I mean, good for him if he can handle that pain. And it is playoff basketball, so you want to I respect that more than anything. If he goes out there, then wow, that's it would be I don't think I can think of. It'll be like Kobe making those free throws when he tore his Achilles, but Embiid's gonna play the whole game, or he's gonna play in the whole in a way the whole series. He's not gonna sit. Well, he's gonna sit when he takes a break, but you all know what I mean. But I think that's gonna be a good series. If Embiid is not playing though, I think that series is probably gonna be one of the better series. But I also am liking the Hawks. I believe the Hawks can maybe pull off that upset. The way they looked against the Knicks, they looked very good. Only thing is, the thing that scares me is the Hawks bench. That's the only thing that scares me. I'm looking at the Hawks bench. The Hawks bench yesterday didn't do much. They had their minutes. The most minutes by player was Herter. He had 20 minutes, and then Gallinari had 18 minutes, and the rest had 6, and then 7. And they only had 5 players come off the bench. That's not bad, but still, when you look at a team like the Knicks or a team like the 76ers, they have 8 players come off the bench. They have a stacked bench. They have depth compared to the Hawks. The Hawks is the only thing is their whole starting lineup going to be able to run at that fast pace and continue playing the way they're playing? That's my only question for the Hawks. But I love their starters. They mesh very well. I like how they could put Gallinari in there and they could put Herter in there. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Herter, I believe. I love how they have that. It's a great mix, honestly. And now let's see what happened with we had the Utah Jazz going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And this series, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was really excited about this series just because Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. I said the Jazz would sweep the Grizzlies in 4. The Grizzlies didn't have enough to compete. I wasn't wrong. It was a 5-game series, and it looked like this game, the Jazz came out looking like they were trying to prove a point, and they did prove a point. At the end of the first quarter, it was 47-27. Jazz were up by 20 already in the first quarter. That's a hard thing to come back from, but it seemed like they could come back. The Jazz were trying to come back, or the Grizzlies were coming back. In the fourth quarter, they did outscore the Jazz by 14, but by that time, the lead was too insurmountable for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies at least made it less than 20 points they lost by. And Ja Morant gave everything he got to make it there and to help his team and to take a game from the Jazz, the number 1 team in the West. The Grizzlies did take 1 game. And the Jazz, they did win the series. They won the series 4-1. And they advanced, and I believe they will be playing against – who would the Jazz go against? Is it the Jazz? So you have the Lake. So the 2 seed is – you know who the Jazz are going up, who the Jazz could be playing next. Can you let me know? I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to think. So you have the Mavericks and the do they go up? No, the Nuggets, and it's a 3-6. The 4-5. So it's the 4-5. The 4-5 matchup is the Mavericks versus the Clippers. So the Jazz will play against the winner of that. So that won't be a bad series. If it's the Mavericks or the Clippers, it's not going to be a bad series for the Jazz next round. But let's get back into this series, the Jazz and the Grizzlies series, real quick. I have to give the Grizzlies the most credit in the world because what they did, they took a game from the number 1 team in the West. I know I just said that, but it's an amazing thing because they're so young. The Grizzlies are so young. I don't believe that they have like a veteran. They have Valanciunas, yes, and I believe they have Kyle Anderson. If I'm reading that, yes, they have Kyle Anderson. 2 good veterans. I feel like they are. I said this yesterday on the stream. I said that the Grizzlies are 1 good veteran away to be able to compete with the compete in the West, like very good in the West, like even maybe win a series in the playoffs. I believe they are two good veterans or two good, like another person to complement Ja good. Yes, Dylan Brooks complimented Ja, and Dylan Brooks did great. That duo shined very well in the playoffs, especially this series. This was the only series they played in the playoffs, but they shined great together. But I feel like they need something else, especially when you have Kyle Anderson, your starting small forward, going for 18 minutes and only scored 2 points and have nothing else. He had 2 points and he had 1 foul, and that's his stat line. He was 1 for 5 for field goals and 0 for 1 from 3-point. That's not good. You need somebody else on someone else can help. Yes, you have Justice Winslow on the bench. He only played 3 minutes. You have Brendan Clark on the bench, a good young player. He only had 3 minutes. He had 2 points. He was not that, and he had 1 block. Not the worst, but not the best. 3 minutes. I mean, when he went in those 3 minutes, he did pretty well. And then we have Grayson Allen, shooting guard. You can't remember one from Duke, the tripper. He trips a lot of people. He likes tripping people. 15 minutes, 2 points, 1 for 4. He had 3 rebounds. Not the best for 15 minutes. Then you have Bane, who I don't know who Bane is, but he had 23 minutes, 5 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. Hey, he did his job. But I feel like they need a big man. What do you guys think the Jazz need or the Grizzlies need? I think they need someone that will help complement Ja or get another veteran in there that has playoff experience. I know Valanciunas, he has it, but I feel like do they need any more help out there? Like, I know they need help, but what do you guys think they need to pick up? I think we went over this yesterday too, but I just want to see after yesterday's game, after you guys watching yesterday's game, what do you guys think? Because stuff that kind of did change a little bit because Brooks had 27 and Ja had 27. They both played 40 minutes. They both had 40 minutes. Ja went for 27, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. He had 5 turnovers. Kind of a high number. Not as bad as Julius Randle. Julius Randle had 8 turnovers. So it's not as bad, but it's not as good. 5's still a lot. So, and then Dylan Brooks, he had 27 points. He had 1 steal, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he only had 2 turnovers. So that's a good day for him. And they both had no fouls. Dylan Brooks and Ja Morant finished the game with no fouls. That is very surprising for especially 2 young players like that. That is their first time in the playoffs. And they didn't let their nerves get to them and they didn't foul. That is something that people won't talk about, but it's a big thing. Because fouls, when you're young, your nerves are going. You may reach in, you may go up there, block a shot, or go try to steal the ball, and you may hit the player's arm or something like that, and get a foul. They stayed calm. And yes, I was always taught when I played basketball, if you don't finish the game without a foul, then that means you're not playing. But Ja and Dylan played last night, 27 points for both of them, 11 assists for Ja. They both played. And then we have Valanciunas. He had 18 points. He had 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and he had 2 steals. He had 4 fouls, but he also had 4 turnovers. Your big man cannot be turning the ball over 4 times. That's not good at all. But a good game for Ja. Good game for the Grizzlies in general. Yes, they lost by 16. But to make it to the playoffs when you weren't supposed to and take the game from the number 1 team in the West, you have a lot to build off of. And I want to know what you guys think next year the Jazz will the Jazz make the playoffs? Not like when I know they made it this year. Do you think that they will be like a higher than a 7 seed next year? You think the Grizzlies will be? What do you guys think? I'm just looking at stuff. I'm on ESPN because right now something just popped up for ESPN. I want to see what it was. But do you guys think that the Grizzlies? Do you think the Grizzlies will be higher than a 7 seed next year, or do you think they will be lower? Let me know. Let me tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think, though? Let me know. I want to see what you guys think about this. Okay. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the Grizzlies are going to be higher than the 7 seed next year, or do you think they'll be lower? I mean, I want to know. I really do want to know what you guys think. Then we got. So we had the Grizzlies do that yesterday. Let's see what the stat line was for the Jazz, though. Let's see. So we had Donovan Mitchell. He had 30 points. He had 10 assists. He had 6 rebounds. And he had 1 steal. 3 turnovers. Not bad. And there's a reason why the Jazz are number 1 seed, because if you look at the Jazz turnovers compared to other teams, you had the Grizzlies had 14. And the Jazz, Jazz had 14 too. Oops. Just kidding. So we got the Grizzlies going up against Jazz, so we're gonna have the Clippers and the Mavericks going up against the Jazz. Do you guys think that? Who do you guys think will be going up against the Jazz? Do you think it will be the Clippers, or do you think it will be the Mavericks? Because also that is the next game that we'll be talking about. We got the Mavericks going up against the Clippers, and the Clippers' momentum is going into this game is very, very big, because they are on a 2-game win streak. They were down 2 games to nothing in the beginning of the series, and they have come back and stormed back to tie the series up 2-2. And this game was a big pivotal game because the Mavericks were going to LA, and if they lost this, that means that they have lost 3 games straight and dropped 3 games to the Clippers and given all the momentum to the Clippers. So going to this game, Mavericks had to win this no matter what. And it seems like they did. They came out there and they showed up. In the first quarter, and at the end of the first quarter, the Mavericks were up by 7. Then going into halftime, they're up by 2 points. But then in the third quarter, the Mavericks came out and balled out, scored 33 points, and the Clippers only scored 21. That gave the Mavericks let me see. Let me do math real quick. So 7, and they were 5. So 2 points, and then that's 12. So going into the fourth quarter, the Mavericks were up by 14. And then in the fourth quarter, the Clippers, they come out. They scored 25, and the Mavericks only scored 16 points. But that wasn't enough for the Clippers to come back and beat the Mavericks. And the thing is that the Clippers had a chance. They had a chance to tie the game up, and they blew it. The final score was 105-100. The Dallas Mavericks won the game, and that pushed it to a game, or that gave the Mavericks the series lead. Now they're 1 game away from winning the series and moving on to go play up against the Utah Jazz. And let's look at the stat line. We had Tim Hardaway Jr. for the Mavericks, had 45 minutes, 20 points, 2 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 steal, and only had 1 foul. That's a great game for him. And then we had Porzingis. He had 30 minutes played. He had 8 points, 6 rebounds, and that's pretty much about it. mean, not the best for him for 30 minutes. I mean, you kind of want to see a little bit more points out of him if he's supposed to be the number 2 guy on the team. You kind of want to see a little bit more from him, but I mean, I don't know what to say after that because I think that they need a little bit more after that from him. So now we go and see what's going on. Okay, and then wait, I'm sorry, I forgot one person. We had on the bench, they had 5 players on the bench play, and they weren't in the best bench play. I'm not gonna lie to you, there really wasn't no one that jumped off the stat sheet for me. Their bench got into major foul trouble. 2 of them had 5 fouls. So not the best for their bench. The Mavericks bench really wasn't. But then we have Luka Doncic with 43 minutes played. He had finished with 42 points, 14 assists, 8 rebounds, 1 steal. He had 4 turnovers. But that kind of gets shadowed by the 42 points and 14 assists. Luka came out there to own the Clippers like he did the first 2 games, and he did. He dominated the Clippers. He made the Clippers look, it was bad. He made the Clippers look like it was, Luka Doncic made the Clippers his son again. That he was their father. That's all I could say. It's the third win, because it's the third time they've beaten the Clippers. He made them I cannot speak right now. Oh my gosh. So let's see what happened with the Clippers. The Clippers, they only had 4 players play from the bench. And wow, I'm looking at the stat line for them. Their starters, they did ball out. All their starters were in double figures. Nicholas Batum, he's still playing. I forgot that he's playing for them. I really did. Had 10 points. He had 1 steal, 2 assists, and 7 rebounds. Not a bad game. Then Kawhi Leonard had 20 points, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. But he had 5 turnovers. That is not good. And I'm looking down at the other turnovers, and this is not a good stat line for their 2 stars. We'll get into that in a minute, though. We had Morris Sr. that had 42 minutes played. Him and Kawhi played the most minutes. They had 42 minutes, both of them. And Morris had 16 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 7 rebounds. But he had 4 fouls. He had no turnovers. That is a great positive for that. No turnovers out of him. And then we go to Reggie Jackson. He had 29 minutes played. He had 20 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and 1 turnover and 3 fouls. Not that bad. Good stat line for 20 points for him, especially when you have Patrick Beverley and Rondo on the bench. And then we have our other star that plays for the Clippers. We had Paul George, 39 minutes. He had 23 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 blocks. He had 4 turnovers, though. So that goes back into the Clippers, or not what I was talking about, the Mavericks with Westbrook and Beal. They both had a combined of 9 turnovers. That is something you cannot have with your 2 star players. You cannot have them have 9 turnovers combined. Just with 2 players, 9 turnovers. That is not good. Yes, I know that it's better than both of them having 9 turnovers or 8 like Julius Randle had with the New York Knicks yesterday. But still, the fact is that you had 9 combined turnovers with your 2 stars. That is not good. Literally, the rest of the team had 3 turnovers combined. So they had 12 turnovers in all. But the thing is, you can't do much when your 2 star players are turning the ball over like that. That is a huge thing that I think that they may need to address. And they only had 4 players for the bench, and their bench did nothing. They had their bench. This is their the points. So Zubac had 6 points. Rondo had 1. But Zubac did have 11 rebounds and 1 block. Rondo had 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block, and 1 point. So if you ask Charles Barkley, he had a triple single. But I think that, he had a triple single basically. He was 0 for 6, 0 for 3. He made a free throw. That's the only point. Patrick Beverley didn't play a minute, which doesn't make sense because they say his plus minus is -2. Someone explain that to me. Then you had Maine had 15 minutes, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks. So their bench, the Clippers bench, was trash, honestly. That was a terrible performance from their bench. Honestly, do you think that the Clippers are going to force a game 7? Do you guys think the Clippers are going to force a game 7? You guys think that? I don't. I really don't think they're going to force a game 7. Um, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Tuna, if you're still here, or if you're still here, what do you think? Do you think that they're gonna force a game 7? If you're still here, I don't personally think they're going to, honestly. But one for us, as waiting to see if you guys will answer. Do you guys give me your opinion in the chat? I'm gonna say, because I haven't said this yet. If you haven't liked the video, like the video, please. And if you haven't subscribed to that subscribe button is still red, and you're watching this, hit that subscribe button. And if you already have, I appreciate you. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. And then if you do hit that subscribe button, thank you for hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Hope you guys are enjoying this NBA talk. And don't be afraid to type in the chat and talk to me in the chat. That's what makes this show keep going, because it's fun. That's what we have fun with. We have fun with the chat. As you can tell, if you look in the chat and you watch from yesterday's show, we had fun. That's how the chat was going. Chat was going and made the show pretty well. So I believe that is the rest of the NBA games that happened yesterday. So we had 3 series get closed out. 3 series were closed out. And we have I believe that we got, let me see. 1 minute. Everything is just going slow at this point. Everything is going slow. So today let's see what the games we have today. I believe we have the Lakers versus the Suns. Yes, we have. So we have the first game on today for basketball. We have at 8 p.m. On TNT. We have the Portland Trailblazers the Denver Nuggets going up against the Portland Trailblazers at Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. So the Trailblazers are at home, and the Nuggets are leading the series 3-2. So the Trailblazers, are they going to force a game 7, or are they going to get defeated tonight? Right now, it seems like the in Vegas, they think that Portland's going to win. Portland is the favorite by 5 points. I think the Nuggets are going to beat the Trailblazers and close this series out. And that's what I'm thinking. What do you think so if you guys are right now in the chat, what do you think who do you have? The Clipper or the Nuggets or the Trailblazers? What do you guys think? Do you guys think I believe that the Nuggets are going to close the series out just because of the last game. I believe that the Nuggets beat them pretty well. I do think so. Let me see on my phone. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see what the Nuggets game looked like a couple of times. Let me see. Let's see. I think though, I really do think though. Let me see. So Monday, no. So was it Sunday the last play? No. When was the last time these two teams played? Tuesday? Yeah, the last time these two teams played, they went into double overtime, 147 to 140. So this series has been a great series, but is the Nuggets going to have, or are the Trailblazers crushed after that loss? The moral is probably down, or is the moral going to be down? Are they going to be able to play Trailblazer basketball? Are they going to be able to be the Trailblazers that we know? Is Dame Lillard going to ball out like he did last time, or in the last game, and score 55 again? Or is he going to beat MJ's record of 63? Wonder what he's going to do. Because right now, all the momentum is with the Trailblazers, or is with the Nuggets. So does that mean that's the series? Or do the Trailblazers fight back and force a game 7? I don't think so. I think the Nuggets are going to close the series out. But tonight at 8 o'clock, we will have to wait and see. And yeah, I cannot wait. And now we go to our second game of the day and our last game for NBA. We have the Phoenix Suns going up against the Los Angeles Lakers in the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. So the Lakers are home. And right now, the Suns are leading the series 3-2. Can the Lakers force a game 7, or will the Suns close the series out? And after the last game that these two teams played, honestly, I think the Lakers are just, I don't know. The Lakers lost 115 to 85. So as a Laker fan, I don't want to say we're out. We're going to lose. But it seems like it. Lakers force game 7, or will Suns close the series? I think the Suns, after their last performance, the Suns are going to beat the Lakers after the last performance. I'm going off of what I've seen the last performance. They destroyed them. And as of right now, so on June 2nd, it's June 3rd, I know, Chris Paul was day-to-day with his shoulder. So that's something to watch out for. And now let's see with the Lakers. Let's see what's going on with the AD. Let's see what's going on with him. Let's go up. So Anthony Davis is day-to-day, and Contavious Caldwell-Pope is day-to-day. That was from yesterday. And is it both of them are game-time decisions? Anthony Davis and Contavious Caldwell-Pope are game-time decisions for the Lakers for Game 6. So if we lose even one of those, if the Lakers lose one of them, then that means that I think that will be the series. I think the Suns will move on to play against the winner of the Nuggets and Trailblazers series. And I believe that the only series that will still be going on, if tonight everything what I'm saying, I just think that the only series that could go to Game 7 is the Clippers Mavericks game. But I won't be surprised if the Trailblazers Nuggets games will go to Game 7. I do think the Nuggets are going to win, but I won't be surprised if the Clippers win just because of how good, or if the Trailblazers win, just how good Dame Lillard's been playing and how bad Dame Lillard wants this, honestly. Okay, now let's get into our last topic of the day. We have MLB. And honestly, some surprising things have happened. But first, I'm going to say this. So later today, I will be getting out the video. Oh, someone left when I said MLB. Well, if you don't like it, too bad. We have the college playoff or college World Series, college tournament, college baseball tournament. The 64 teams playing today and or playing tomorrow, and that video will be coming out later today. I just wanted to let you guys know that. So, and I will be getting to MLB, and then the stream will be ending. So I will try to make this one fast for the stuff. And as of right now, we do have games going on. We do have one game going on. We have the Washington Nationals going up against the Boston Braves. Yes, they used to be the Boston Braves, but not right now, Kevin. They have the Washington Nationals going against the Atlanta Braves, and this is a big game for the Atlanta Braves. And as of right now, we're on the bottom of the third, and I won't say it because that's bad luck. Oh no, my connection. Not my connection again. No, do not start failing me now. And also, the power rankings came out for MLB. I want to know what you guys are thinking and what do you guys think about the power rankings. Let me know what you guys think about the power rankings. So let's see. Let me go MLB.com. Let me see the power rankings because I really do. I'm going to see. And then we also have the Rays Yankees kicking off at 1:05. So in 3 minutes. Then we have the Red Sox versus the Astros at 2:10. Let me go to this. Let me see. Let's see what the power rankings are like. Because I did see them, and I want to see what else is going on with the power rankings with MLB and see what you guys are thinking. And then we'll get into some of the scores from yesterday and see if anything big happened. Because I know there was a couple injuries that did happen yesterday. From what I believe I saw, there was a big injury for the Oakland A's. Okay, let me see this. And also, we have the All-Star voting that has opened today. We have the All-Star voting for MLB open today. And right now, I do want to see the power rankings. So can I find the power rankings? Will they pop up for me? No, they won't. So I have to go like this. MLB power rankings. Okay, now let's see what we got for power rankings. Because I did see though yesterday, I saw this morning for the Oakland A's. Ooh, okay. I'm seeing if there's anything new. So yesterday for the Orioles, Hunter Harvey, right hand or relief pitcher, is on the 60-day IL. He hurt his oblique. And then Austin Hayes, right fielder for the Orioles, yesterday was put on the 10-day IL for his hamstring. I'm just seeing if there's anything big news yesterday. So Chris Sale has been on the IL for 60 days. Yesterday, he threw 20 pitches off the mound. So that is a big positive if you're a Red Sox fan. That, hey, Chris Sale, he's on the mound pitching here and there. That is a big, big thing for Red Sox fans, including me. Now let's see if anything. They're good. They're good. Yesterday, Ethan Hankins for the Cleveland Indians starting pitcher underwent Tommy John surgery, so his season looks like it's pretty much over. Yesterday for the Houston Astros, Lance McCullers Jr. on the 10-day IL, he felt great after throwing a side session Wednesday, so that's a good thing for Astros fans. And Michael Brantley, he's been on the 10-day IL. He could return to the starting lineup relatively early during the upcoming road trip. And now let's see anything with the Angels. June 1st, Mike Trout. We were talking about Mike Trout yesterday. We really were. And Mike Trout seems to be okay now. He's not okay, but he's on the 10-day IL now. That is a good positive for Angels fans and baseball fans in general, that Mike Trout is no longer wearing a protected walking boot on his right lower leg, and that is on June 1st, so that was 2 days ago. And then on June 2nd, yesterday, Chris Rodriguez, starting pitcher, showed increased velocity in minor league rehab. That is a good thing for the Angels. And Dodgers put AJ Pollock on the 10-day IL. Oh, they plan to activate him from the 10-day IL. So big thing coming out of the Marlins organization. Edwin Cabrera, starting pitcher, yesterday threw 35 pitches over 2 innings in an extended spring training game Tuesday. And then today, on June 3rd, Eliezer Hernandez, starting pitcher for the Marlins, went on the 60-day IL with is expected to be activated. Oh, he's expected to be activated to start the game Thursday against the Pirates. So that is a big thing for the Marlins fans, that they're getting Hernandez back from the 60-day IL. Let's see. No, nothing really important there. Oh, Kenta Maeda is on a 10-day. He's on June 2nd. He was on the 10-day IL, and he seems to be okay. He's long toss session. And then Mitch Garver has been put on, yesterday was put on the 10-day IL, the catcher for the Twins. And then Byron Buxton, June 1st, was put on the 10-day IL, has been sprinting and running bases recently on June 1st. So that is a good thing for them. Let me see. Anything with the Yankees? Nothing really. The A's, yes. Roman Laureano, center fielder for the Oakland A's, on June 1st, was placed on the 10-day IL, was placed on the 10-day list with a strained right hip. And then let's see, with anything else going on. Nope. Fernando Tatis is day-to-day. Ha-Seong Kim for the Padres, second baseman, is on day-to-day. And they're saying Tatis could join the team as possible as today. Tommy Pham is day-to-day. He seems like he's okay, though, because he did play yesterday. Trent Grisham, he was taking batting practice yesterday. So looks like all the Padres, they're coming back. It seems pretty good. What's going on with Tommy? Okay. Yeah, it seems like everything's back to normal with the Padres. Everything for the Giants is okay. Everything for them is okay. They're fine. G-Man Choi for the Rays is on day-to-day. Reports coming from today. No comment for those yet. The Angels or the Blue Jays are okay. Nothing really big. Kyle Schwarber is day-to-day with his knee. He is not in the lineup Thursday for the game against the Braves. And that is all the injury updates for. Okay, you have the Trailblazers, yeah. I don't know. That's NBA, back to NBA real quick. I don't really know. Like, that series is so tightly knit. I just think I do think though that's what's gonna. I do think the Nuggets have that series just for some reason. It's my gut. It's telling me the Nuggets have it. Let's see what the power rankings are going in for the first week of June. Power rankings week 9. Who opens June as our number 1? Okay, let's go to number 10. So number 10, finishing 10th or in 10th place right now in power ranking is the New York Mets with a 27-21 record. Their previous ranking was 15th. And number 9, we have the Oakland A's with a 33-25 record. Their previous ranking was number 9, so they have stayed the same. And then with the 8th, coming in the 8th spot is the Chicago Cubs with a 32-23 record. They have moved up in the rankings. Last week, they were ranked 13th. And now we go to the number 7th spot. In the number 7th spot, we have the Houston Astros, who have moved up 1 spot, and their record is 31-24, and they have moved up 1 spot. Last week, they are ranked 8th. Now we go to the 6th ranked team. We have the Boston Red Sox with a 32-23 record. They have fallen down one position. Last week they were ranked 5th, and it doesn't surprise me because the performance they put up against the Astros was kind of pathetic. So don't disagree with that move. And then we go to our top 5. In the 5th position, we have the San Francisco Giants with a 34-21 record. They have moved up 2 positions. They were 7th last week. So what's good for the Giants. And then with the 4th position, we have the Chicago White Sox with a 33-22 record. Last week they were 4th, so they have stayed the same. And now we go to the top 3. And number 3, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers with a 33-23 record. In the week before, they were ranked 2nd, which I don't understand. I do have a problem with that because if you look at the standings, the Dodgers are 3rd in that division. Number 1 is the Giants. Why are the Giants ranked? Why are the Giants ranked? Where are the Giants? Hold up. Why are the Giants ranked 5th place when they're ahead of the Dodgers? And the Padres are ahead of the Dodgers. But why are the Giants ranked below the Dodgers? That does not make sense to me. The Giants just beat the Dodgers in 3 games. But that's not good enough to put them above them. I just have a problem with that. I would rank, in my power rankings, I have the Giants in my top 3, if not number 1. Now we go to number 2. We have the Tampa Bay Rays with a 35-22 record. Last week they were ranked 3rd. And now they're number 2, so they moved up number 1. And with the number 1 power ranking, we have the San Diego Padres. They are ranked number 1 with their 34-23 record. Last week, they were ranked number 1. In my opinion, I believe that it should go the Tampa Bay Rays with the number 1 spot for power rankings just because of what they did in the month of May. They were 22-8 in the month of May. Yes, I know that they've lost their last 2 games against the Yankees, but that is after these rankings were released. So in my opinion, I believe that it should go Rays, Giants, Padres, Dodgers, or maybe even put the White Sox in there before the Dodgers because the Dodgers really, I'm sorry. Yes, I know that last night they put 11 runs up in the first inning, but still, I'm sorry. They deserve the Giants deserve more respect, and they deserve that. I'm sorry, and the Rays do too. The Padres just lost 3 in a row, or they're on a 4 or 5 game losing streak now, I believe, and I'm sorry, I believe that the Giants or the Rays should be the number 1 team. But that's my rant session for today to you guys. And now let's go through the scores quickly for MLB, and then we'll be ending this stream. And I hope you guys are ready for this. And 1 minute, it's got to load. Okay, so yesterday we had the first game. We have the Minnesota Twins going up against the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles beat the Minnesota Twins 6-3. The Baltimore Orioles had 11 hits, and the Twins had 6. And the win goes to T. Wells for the Orioles. It's his first win of the year. And Stewart and Mountcastle has helped the O's win their second game straight over the Twins. They both had home runs, Ryan Mountcastle and DJ Stewart. So good for those 2 guys. And now we go to the Boston Red Sox going up against the Houston Astros, and another pretty decent game. We had the Houston Astros beating the Boston Red Sox 2-1 with only 4 hits. The Houston Astros beat the Red Sox in. It was a low-scoring game and a low-hitting game. The Red Sox only had 7 hits, so that was 11 hits combined. The Orioles had 11 hits in their own game. And Valdez for the Astros gets his first win of the year. Is 1-0. And the loss goes to Pivetta for the Red Sox is his first loss in the year. He is 6-1. And the save goes to Presley as his 8th of the year. Then we go to the Padres versus the Cubs. The Cubs beat the Padres 6-1. The Cubs had 9 hits. The Padres had 5. And Alzolay, I cannot say his name right, for the Cubs is his 4th win of the year. He is 4-4 with a 3.62 ERA. And P. Johnson for the Padres gets his 2nd loss in the year. He is 1-2 now. And then we go to the New York Mets going up against the Arizona Diamondbacks. The New York Mets beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 7-6. And the Mets put up 16 hits on the Diamondbacks. And Castro gets his second win of the year. And the loss goes to Soria. It is his first loss of the year. He was 0-1. And Edwin Diaz gets his 10th save of the year. As I said earlier, the New York Yankees beat the Tampa Bay Rays 4-3. It is their second straight win, I believe, against the Rays. And Montgomery gets his second win, or his third win of the year, is 3-1. And Mick Clenahan for the Rays gets his first loss in the year. He's 2-1. And Chapman gets his 12th save of the year. And the Toronto Blue Jays beat the Miami Marlins 6-5 in a very good game. And they rally, and the Marlins had this game. They were up 5-2 going into the ninth inning, but the Blue Jays rallied to get 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth to beat the Miami Marlins and come back. And I'm sorry, it was 5-3, not 5-2. And Castro for the Blue Jays gets his first win. He is 1-1. And Garcia gets his 4th loss of the year for the Marlins, and he is 3-4. And with the Washington Nationals going up against the Atlanta Braves, the Washington Nationals beat the Atlanta Braves 5-3. And that is a big loss again for the Braves. The Braves have to win the game, at least against the Nationals. If they don't, then that will be a big, big thing for them. And we have the win going to Hudson and the loss going to A.J. Minter. It is Hudson's 4th win of the year. He is 4-1, and Minter's 2nd loss in the year. He is 1-2. And Brad Hand gets his 9th save of the year. And we go to the Colorado Rockies going up against the Texas Rangers. Can the Texas Rangers end that 7-game losing streak? No, they cannot, because the Colorado Rockies beat the Texas Rangers 6-3, and that extends the Rangers losing streak to a 8-game losing streak. And Senzatella for the Rockies gets his 2nd win of the year. He is 2-5. And Evans gets his first loss in the year for the Rangers. He is 0-1. I'm sorry, 0-1. And Daniel Bard gets his 6th save of the year. Yes, I just said Daniel Bard. And we go to the St. Louis Cardinals going up against the Los Angeles Dodgers. And what a surprise. And I feel like maybe the Dodgers are on their way back. Maybe the Dodgers have caught fire because they scored 11 runs in just the first inning. The final score was 14-3. The Dodgers beat the Cardinals, and Walker Buehler gets his 4th win of the year. He has not lost the game yet. He is 4-0. And Martinez for the Cardinals picks up his 5th loss in the year. He is 3-5. Wow. And we go to our last game of the day, which is the Oakland A's going up against the Seattle Mariners. And we have a complete game from Mania. I cannot say his name for the A's. The A's shut out the Mariners 6-0 with 10 hits, and the Mariners had 4 hits. And Mania gets his 4th win of the year and is 4-2. And Flexen for the Mariners picks up his 3rd loss in the year. He is 5-3. What a game! What some games yesterday. In today's games, just like I said, we have a game going on right now, and we did have. I can't say that because I'm not jinxing it. The Atlanta Braves is still 0-0. The Nationals versus Atlanta Braves are still 0-0. The Rays and Yankees are on the bottom of the first, and it is still 0-0. And now we go to, let me see if anything happened in the standings. I want to see what happened, if the Braves or anything has happened with the Braves. So let me see what happened with the Braves, and if the Braves are now, how far back they are. I do want to see, because they're that's a big loss again. So now the Tampa Bay Rays, Tampa Bay Rays now are 2 games ahead. I believe, were they 2 games ahead yesterday? I don't remember, but they're 2 games ahead. The Red Sox are half a game now ahead of the Yankees. The Orioles are now 15.5 games back. They're on a 2-game win streak. The Rays are on a 2-game losing streak. The Red Sox are on a 3-game losing streak. And the rest of the division, the Yankees, Blue Jays, and Orioles are all on 2-game winning streaks. Then we go to the Central, and the White Sox are 2.5 games up against the Indians now. The Royals are 5 games back from the White Sox and only 2.5 from the Indians. And the Tigers now are actually 1 game up on the Twins, with the Twins losing to the Orioles yesterday. The White Sox are on a 2-game losing streak. The Royals are on a 3-game win streak. Indians are on a 2-game. Tigers are on a 1 streak. And the Twins are on a 2-game losing streak just because they have lost 2 games in a row to the Orioles. And then we go to the American League West. We have the Oakland A's going a half a game up on the Astros. And the Astros are on a 4-game win streak. And the A's are on a 2-game win streak. We have the Seattle Mariners 4.5 games back from the A's and 3 games back from – no, we are 4 games back from the Astros in second. And they're on a 2-game losing streak, the Mariners are. And the Angels are 6.5 games back from number 1 and 2.5 games back from the Mariners, who are in 3rd place, and they are on a 1-game win streak. And the Texas Rangers are on a 8-game losing streak, as I said earlier, as I just said, because they are just not doing good, I guess, today or in the last couple of times. They do have a great young star center fielder, Garcia, who is doing really well. And also, let me go like this real quick. Let me go like this. Because I do actually want to see something real quick. So let me go like this quickly. And then I will be ending the stream in a minute because I just want to tell you guys, see if it happened with the hitting, the home runs. That is, I know that's what we're all excited about. Anything happen? Anyone move up? Anyone not move up? Let's see. Come on. Okay. So top 5 is still the same. Everything is the same. 17 is Acuna and Guerrero are tied. Garcia and Tatis are tied, and Ohtani is still tied. So that is still a tie for them. And now let me finish the standings. And we go to the National League. We have the New York Mets going up against, or the New York Mets are 4.5 games ahead now for the first place position. The Phillies and the Braves are now tied for second place with 4.5 games back. And the Marlins and the Nationals now are 6 games back. They are tied for last place. And the Marlins are on a 5-game losing streak. The Nationals are on a 2-game win streak. And the Braves are losing 2 straight. And both the Phillies and the Mets are on both 1-game winning streaks. And we go to the Central now, National League Central. The Cubs are now 1.5 games ahead of the Cardinals. The Brewers are 3 games back from the Cubs, who are in first place, and they are a half game. They have 1.5 games back from the Cardinals. And seems like the only team that is on a winning streak right now in this division is the Cubs. They're on a 3-game winning streak. The rest are on, except for the Pirates, are on a 3-game losing streak. The Pirates are on a 1-game losing streak, and the Pirates are on a 3-game losing streak. The Pirates are 11.5 games back from first place. And now we go to the last division. We have the National League West. We have the number 1 team, San Francisco Giants, in first place with a 34-21 record. And the Padres are in second place, 1 game back from the Giants, which I just said in the power rankings. I did rant about that in the power rankings, that the Giants should be number 1 in the power rankings, or at least number 2. And the Dodgers are at a half game back from the number 1 position. They're a 1.5 games back from number 1, and they're a half a game back from second. In my opinion, I still will tell you this, that the Giants deserve to be number 1. The Padres should be 2 or something. Not the Dodgers should not be 3. But hey, what do I know? The Padres are on a 4-game losing streak. They are 4-6 in their last 10 games. And the Dodgers are on a 1-game losing streak, or 1-game winning streak. And the Rockies are on a 3-game winning streak. And the Diamondbacks are 15 games back from first on a 1-game losing streak. So that is what's going on in MLB, and that's what's going on in the sports world. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. We did get a good amount of people talking in the chat. I appreciate you guys talking in the chat. Thank you for talking in the chat. It really helps me out. It shows me that you're into this and you actually want to communicate. I like that. And I will be live tomorrow morning. It will be at 9:15 tomorrow morning, 9:15. I will be going live. That time is set, 9:15. I'm sorry that today we were late. I had a graduation rehearsal this morning, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be getting that video out later today. Tonight it probably will come out probably like around 7, 8 o'clock probably tonight. I don't fully know yet, but it will be coming out tonight. I promise you that, and I won't break a promise. So our video will be coming out. The college tournament, playoffs, postseason, whatever you want to call it, World Series, baseball, that college baseball will be coming out. My prediction video for the first or for the regionals. I hope you guys were excited for that. And we will be getting another video out tomorrow. We will be getting out the NBA. Are going to start starting up soon. So we're probably coming out probably tomorrow. Probably get a couple of those out tomorrow, maybe 1 or 2 out tomorrow. And then throughout the weekend, we'll get those out too. And we do have another video that is a surprise video. We'll be talking about that later in the week, probably next Monday or next Sunday or Monday. We'll be talking about it. But for right now, this stream will be ending, and I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. If you did, hit that like button. And if you aren't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, please. I would really appreciate that. It would help us out or help me out a lot on this channel to help me grow. And also tell people about the show, because every single day we'll be doing a live stream to talk about the games that happened yesterday or any breaking news or any news. And also, I know I didn't talk about Coach K. I will talk about Coach K tomorrow and the Celtics coaching job tomorrow. That will be something. I will write that down right now. Tomorrow, talk about that. Let me write that down. June 4th, talk about Coach K. Talk about Celtics coaching job. Okay, wrote that down. So that will be what we will talk about tomorrow. And we will talk about the games that happened today and see what's been going on. See if the Lakers first game 7, Nuggets first game, or the Trailblazers first game 7. We will have to wait and see. But until then, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. If you already subscribed, thank you for subscribing. And until tomorrow, see you.